Hello and welcome. You see, we are just broadcasting here as we open up the session to all of you who are here with us. Thank you for being here. You can see on your screen, you've reached the informational webinar for the upcoming program here at Columbia Engineering Executive Education. This program is all about visualization and storytelling using data. This is a pre-course information session. So what can you expect here today? We're going to be covering two key areas. Firstly, here, we're going to talk all about the program content. So what's in this program? What's the curriculum? What are those key learning objectives? And what are you going to take away from the program? The second thing we're going to do here together is we're going to learn about what it's like to be a participant in this course. So what is that day-to-day learning experience like? And what can you expect in terms of tangible takeaways from this program? So stay tuned. We have a lot in store here for you. With that, here is our agenda for today. We'll talk a little bit about Emeritus. We're going to talk about the faculty for this program, and then we're going to give you a comprehensive course overview. This is the meat and potatoes here. This is where we will be joined by our keynote subject matter expert and today's star of the show, one of your course leaders, here to tell us all about this program here and give us that comprehensive overview of these modules. From there, we'll learn more about that day-to-day experience. What is the learning journey like? What is it like to be a participant here in the program? Finally, we're going to give you a lot of information here towards the end about next steps and how you can get connected with a program advisor. So stay tuned, a lot in store here for you today. But first and foremost, we've arrived at the time in the session where I have the great honor and privilege of introducing our keynote subject matter expert and course leader here in the program, Ian McHale. He is also the owner of Infinite 8 Industries, and he is here with us today to tell us all about this program. Ian, would you like to jump in and greet the audience here?
Sure. So thank you guys for having me. My name is, once again, Ian McHale, and I am the founder and I'm also the principal engineer for Infinite 8 Industries. And we specialize in industrial automation in healthcare, for example, is one of the areas where we dive deep with artificial intelligence. And so this course is going to be something that is going to be awesome. The content has even, by the professor, it has even been helpful for me in my own profession as well. And so we deal with a lot of user interface design. For example, we do a lot of pitch decks. We're always pitching ideas and companies. And so being able to tell a great story is perfect for that. And it's something that you'll be able to utilize in every field of endeavor. And so definitely a great course pick. And so I'll hand it back off to Marie.
Thank you so much here for being here with us today, and we can't wait to hear more from you. Your knowledge and your expertise here, and how you've devoted yourself to be a course leader and really bringing those insights into this program. We're going to hear a lot more from you here, so thank you for being here with us. Before I hand over that spotlight, though, we do want to help describe this broader ecosystem that you're joining. What can you expect out of your online learning experience here at Columbia Executive Education, Columbia Engineering Executive Education? So we wanted to give you a little bit of background. You're joining this alumni group here, this community at Columbia Engineering. The Fu Foundation School of Engineering and Applied Science is committed to pushing the frontiers of knowledge and shaping discoveries to meet the needs of society. These aspirations have been fundamental since its early origins in 1864. So the school stands on a tradition, a foundation, as well as one that is geared towards an entrepreneurial mindset and innovation in order to meet the continual demands of society. So the school, over the years, its faculty and its students have done remarkable things. You're joining an illustrious group here of folks across the technological spheres and social spheres that have been doing amazing work as they take a cross-disciplinary approach to learning about engineering themes, innovation as engineering transforms nearly every aspect of life. So Columbia Engineering is doing some truly remarkable things, of course, proximity-wise, located right in the hub there, New York City. So as you think about the learning here in this program and making practical application of that learning, no better place than Columbia Engineering, which is doing just that in this sort of global business hub of New York City, as this university churns out innovative ideas, keeping with the cutting edge themes of our day. So a lot in store here for you as you think about your own lifelong journey, your own lifelong learning journey, and how you can continue to stay relevant, upskill, and do so in a way that's towards making social progress here. Emeritus is partnered with Columbia Engineering and many of the best universities across the globe in order to make the incredible wealth of knowledge housed within Columbia Engineering and other universities, to make that available across the globe to all of you in a way that allows you to learn in a truly immersive environment at your own pace around a schedule that works for you in your time zone. In many ways, we're able to break down those barriers of space and time that you have in a traditional classroom, where there's a certain number of seats in the room, certain number of minutes to get through a certain set of curriculum. Here in the online space, Emeritus is breaking down those barriers, providing you content on demand around a schedule that works for you, in cadence with your peers, so that you're able to get those high level of relationship components and peer learning components while continuing to learn and work from your own geography. So a lot in store here for you as you think about this partnership between Emeritus and Columbia Engineering, allowing us to leverage courses across the globe, serving hundreds of thousands of learners. Now I think the number is 300,000 last we checked, and growing ever more. So this network provides tuition assistance, a global network of peers and colleagues, help with your career building, networking, coming to global events, and a lot of program access extended beyond this course. So you're joining a lifelong learning community here when you join this program. So that's the context. As you think about this ecosystem here, there's many different relationships that you're going to be building throughout this program. You have yourself as an individual learner, your peers who you're going to be learning together with and from. You're going to see themes and concepts coming to life for your peers and their industries and their geographies. That's really going to help enhance your overall learning and not only gain those deep perspectives in the program, but broaden your tapestry of understanding as you see themes coming to life in other areas. So that peer interaction is a super important part of your learning here. And then a layer beyond that, you have your course leaders. Of course, we have Ian McHale here. Our course leaders are an essential part of your learning, and it really are the ones who allow this program to be highly specialized and tailored around your needs. So course leaders are right there with you every step of the way throughout the program. They're on the discussion boards with you and your peers, helping to push your thinking and drive engagement. And they give you individualized feedback on your assignments. And of course, hosting office hours where you can have live support and interaction with world-class experts such as Ian. So a lot of opportunity for you there. You have your course faculty who you'll learn more about here in just a moment. And then a layer beyond that, of course, this broader ecosystem here at Columbia Engineering. So a lot of different layers of teaching and learning. Here to tell us more about this program, we have Ian McHale. He is a 5-time author, international speaker, engineer, and the owner of Infinite 8 Industries Incorporated, which is an artificial intelligence firm. He took prior technology startup from 15,000 in annual revenue to over $1 million in 3 years. Infinite 8 Institute is a separate firm he leads, and it specializes in cutting edge technology such as the Internet of Things, autonomous vehicles, cybersecurity, accelerated computing, and commercial drone technology. Mr. McHale is the creator of the world's first apprenticeship for commercial drone pilots and commercial drone software developers. Additionally, he's one of the foremost experts in the world concerning artificial intelligence and the lead AI architect behind Forever AI, which is the world's first AI physician. So when we say world-class leading experts at the helm of your day-to-day learning experience, this is what we mean. With that, I am going to, I think, hand over the spotlight now to you, Ian, if you're ready to take over. Maybe you can start with telling us a little bit more about your personal journey here to this work, and then we'll dive right into that program overview. I'm right here with you if you need me, but otherwise I'll invite you back into the frame here to take us through that course overview.
Sure. And so we can pretty much say that data has something to do with every aspect of our lives. And so it's extremely important right now. They say that data is the new gold, right? And so making sure that you can utilize data in a way that's efficient, that actually accomplishes your goals is something that, is really at the top of the discussion. And so right now we're just going to do an overview. Of course, for data, it's extremely powerful. Research shows that data-driven organizations are more likely to retain customers and be more profitable. But ultimately, it's up to us as individuals, as agents of our companies and our corporations, to be able to take that data and do something useful with it. And so highlights for this course are selecting appropriate visualizations in order to display a different variety of data visualizations, and then also developing a data point of view and telling data stories, right? And so, what frame of reference are you coming from when you're articulating your data and you're trying to communicate that to an audience? Also generating high impact reports that are suitable for business executives by employing best practices. And so this is an enterprise level course. This is a course for taking either, like we talked about earlier, a pitch deck in front of investors, or taking it into a boardroom or in front of your supervisors and managers, or even using this as a way to manipulate your front end display, for example, for maybe some applications or software or web environments, right, that are front end customer facing. And so this definitely helps with that from that particular perspective. All right, so as someone that works with data, you are an influencer, right? You are an influencer, and the best way to influence someone, especially through making them change their habits or their behavior, is through a story, right? Telling a compelling story. And if you are able to do so in an efficient way that optimizes the use of your time and resources, then this is definitely the course you want to be in if that's what you're trying to accomplish. And so you'll be able to select and use appropriate charts for the appropriate data. You'll also be able to implement certain design choices that are going to make sure that your visualization is clean, is simple, and is very easy to read and to internalize. Also, we're going to implement design choices that may include some type of text, right? And we're going to teach you and to show you how to implement text within your data visualizations, and to do so in a way that's optimal. Also, you're going to learn how to take all of that data to create a compelling argument, and you're going to anticipate any rebuttals, for example, that the viewer may have, right, or that your audience member may have concerning your data, and you want to be able to rebut any rebuttals before they're even manifested, right? So you're also going to learn the 5 steps of effective storytelling, which is first developing a hypothesis, right? Why is everyone in the room, right? What is the whole point of bringing everyone together? What is the whole point of essentially bringing all of this data and encapsulating that for your audience? Also, what key performance indicators are you going to identify where data may have an influence, right, on the outcome, either by doing something or by not doing something? You're going to affect or impact a key performance indicator that's either going to make you money or save you money. As far as chart building, we're going to show you different tools to where you can automate the creation of a chart as opposed to doing so manually. Or if you want to create manual charts, we're going to show you resources that will help you to do that effectively. Creating a data point of view, right? What is your perspective going to be? What is your premise based on the data and the information that's collected, right? How can you articulate your position through pure data, right? Through pure data. And that's something that we're going to touch on. And then also we're going to give you a bunch of tips how to develop presentations, how to actually go through those processes and procedures in order to really create something that's beautiful and that is readily easy to understand. So you're going to have 6 modules, right? We'll talk about the first 4 modules first. The first module, looking at your key performance indicators, looking at developing those indicators and understanding your point of view, right? Understanding what story that you're going to tell and how you're going to use data in order to articulate that. Next, we have introduction to data visualization. And so you're going to learn how to essentially take the data, right, and translate that data into visual imagery that's going to be effective at communicating and telling your story. And this goes beyond Excel sheets. It goes beyond maybe some of the general tools that you've seen out there. And so it's going to cover it a lot more deeply. Also, we're going to look at optimizing charts. So instead of just looking at how you can create charts, how can you create great charts? How can you create beautiful charts? And so you're going to be able to see examples of charts that aren't necessarily the best, most optimized charts. Then again, you're going to be able to see charts that have been optimized, that are beautiful charts. So you're going to be able to walk away with concrete examples. Module 4, building a data story, your audience and attention. So how can you tell a great story and capture their attention and hold their attention throughout the duration of your presentation? And so there's a bunch of tips and tricks that will show you how to do so. Can you go to the next slide? So building a data story, details and impact. And so this aspect of this module will go into really putting the pretty bow on top of your presentation, right? Like, what are small, minute things that you can do to enhance and optimize your presentation and your data visualization that normally wouldn't be readily transparent, right? What are these small, unique things that make a big difference when you are presenting this material? And then increasingly complex visualizations. And so instead of just your average bar charts or your line charts, right, they're going to dive into more advanced data visualization tools that are going to allow you to do more advanced visualization, like thinking about like a heat map, for example. So there's a lot of tools that you're going to have access to, but this is a very high level course. It is 30,000 feet in the air. And so, from that perspective, we don't see a lot of issues that you guys will have. This is really a smooth course that you guys should have a great time exploring. And so at that point, I think I shall pass it back to Marie.
Absolute pleasure here learning more from you about this program and what folks can expect to take away here from their experience. We're going to dive into a few components that are a bit more tactical. So what are those hands-on experiential components or elements to the program? And I'm going to invite Ian back in, I think as well, here in a couple of slides to talk about his role in particular as a course leader. We teed that up for you a moment ago, but really helping you to gain those perspectives directly from Ian. But first, just in general, this program is designed around a learning pedagogy that we call bite-sized learning. And what that looks like in real time is at the beginning of each week, a set of content is released. That content includes video lectures that you can watch. They're on demand around a schedule that works for you. These are 5 to 7 minute clips that outline key components, methodologies, and features in the program. Beyond those on-demand videos, you'll have activities and assignments and discussion boards and case study analysis, simulation exercises, role plays, a lot of activities aimed at helping you to take the learning in these videos and apply them in real time. So there's design exercises, there's there's tools that are applicable to any software choice, so tool agnostic approaches. There's a final capstone project that you're going to be culminating and building towards throughout your time in the program that asks you to take real world application of your knowledge using the tools and features designed for you in the program. So all of this here allows you to break down those barriers again in space and time that you see in a traditional classroom and really fully immerse yourself in your learning. So you'll watch 5 to 7 minute video clips, you'll roll up your sleeves, you'll dive into these activities to bring those learnings into a place of real world application before then moving on to the next component of your learning. So this bite-sized learning pedagogy allows you to learn in a fully immersive environment at your own pace and around a schedule that works for you. In addition to those components, we have live synchronous learning sessions. There are live fireside chats with faculty, office hours, and opportunities for you to engage on discussion boards with your peers. What that allows you to do is take part in a reciprocal learning environment where you're contributing your knowledge, your skills, your experience, your interests, your curiosities into the program in a synchronous way. No two cohorts are alike, and you're all very much churning and driving together in your learning. And these live sessions are a big part of that. So coming to office hours is a chance for you to explore niche areas of interest, gain additional resources, and continue to customize your learning journey throughout your program. You'll be able to bring real world challenges into these office hours and workshop them together with your peers and course leaders. There are live fireside chats with your program faculty. Your program faculty here is Michelle Glaser. She's the Director of Data Analytics at Columbia Engineering. So you'll have a chance to hear from her live in a synchronous webinar where you can ask questions and engage in real-time learning. All of our sessions that are live, the components that are office hours, discussion boards, and these live webinars, they're all recorded just like today's session. And they're posted within the platform within 24 hours. And they're available for the remainder of your time in the program. So even if you have to miss a synchronous live session, you're going to have that simulated experience available the next day and for the remainder of your time. So we've set the program forward to be highly interactive and engaging, where you're going to learn from a variety of different relationships throughout your time in the program, from your peers to your teaching team and faculty, while also maintaining a very high level of convenience. This program is designed for full-time working professionals who have family responsibilities, professional responsibilities, and are otherwise maintaining their lifelong journey of learning alongside their professional careers and their lives. So we wanted to build a program that was highly convenient, where you can design your own schedule. And that's what we've done here. You know, you'll have that opportunity to look ahead at your calendar and say, you know, here's those windows of time that I can commit to this program, and fully dive into this course material at your own schedule. So this is the point I want to call our host here back into the session to tell us more about this role. So, you know, learning facilitators, or course leaders, as we call them, you're sort of like a teaching fellow, if you will, really a chance for you to engage, you know, with a core expert who has this industry and practitioner experience and can bring your learning into a place of real life action. So I'd love, Ian, for you to kind of jump in here and talk a little bit more about your role as a subject matter expert, as a learning facilitator. What are you doing throughout the program in order to add value to the overall learning experience?
Absolutely. So thank you, Marie. So we actually do a lot. So not only do we go over the different material throughout the week during office hours, oftentimes we have webinars as well, where we'll cover the material a second time that the instructor has covered, but also we provide a lot of different insights on the material. So even though, for example, we may have a webinar and we may cover similar material, we're really bringing an entirely different perspective as far as that's concerned. I mean, the industries that the professor has been in versus the industries that we've been in are very different. So we complement each other very, very well. You know, our industry is a lot on cutting edge technologies, you know, drone technology, the Internet of Things, AI, blockchain, et cetera. So if you have any questions, or there's insight that you want to collect in regards to applying some of these methodologies to your particular field, you know, I have that experience. Also, as a business owner, for example, suppose that's an area, you're an executive, you're a C-level executive, and you're trying to figure out, you know, how you can utilize this within a particular project. Then you would essentially touch base with me during office hours or via email. Also, we get a number of questions that students may have concerning their assignments. If you are able to make it to office hours, you know, that's where I recommend those questions are answered primarily. But sometimes individuals aren't able to make it to office hours, and as a result, they have to send an email. right, via Zendesk or something like that. And so, we try to respond to those as soon as we possibly can. And then also, I'd say another thing that's pretty awesome is that, I also tend to have a long-standing relationships with my students after the course as well. And so I've had other students at very high levels of their career, really at the highest levels of their career, that have, come to me in hindsight, and I provide some type of career mentoring. And so we really provide wraparound support, not only for you to be successful in the classroom, but also for you to be successful in your career. And I'll turn it back over to Marie.
Thank you, Ian. So, just in review here, we have a bite-sized learning, pedagogical approach, allowing you to learn in a fully immersive environment, learn as you go at your own pace and around a schedule that works for you. One that's both highly relational, you're building relationships, you're learning from your peers and your teaching team and faculty, and you're joining this broader community here at Columbia Engineering. Beyond the relational components, the program is also built around convenience. We estimate 4 to 6 hours per week for this program. So as you look ahead at your schedule, you can look to identify those 4 to 6 hours that work for you, those windows of availability that work in your time zone. So it could be, in the afternoon when the children are sleeping, in the mornings before work, evenings and weekends, really looking to identify those windows of opportunity to invest in your upskilling and lifelong learning journey. Those hours are yours to design. Any of the synchronous learning live webinars or office hours are all posted in the platform for your simulated viewing experience if you're not able to make them live. A lot of opportunity here for you to engage with assignments, exercises, and other practical application tools that allow you to bring your learning into a place of real-time application within your organization while you learn. So you're going to get a lot of communication and support. In addition to all of the relationships we've described, you also have 24/7 support by our program advisors and support teams. So anytime you need it around the clock, you're going to be able to reach out and get help. You also have access to the program for an entire calendar year. So beyond those 6 weeks, we sort of start with week 0. So you have a whole 7 days to get oriented with the program. Then you have your 6 weeks of the program itself. And then beyond that, you have access for an entire calendar year. So a lot of opportunity for you to continue to grow out your learning and access the material and continue to build your professional network. In addition to all of the learning, in addition to all of the relationship building, you have a chance to formalize your training and earn a certificate here from Columbia Engineering. And certainly for those of you looking to a springboard into career advancement opportunities, having a certification here from Columbia Engineering will go a long way in helping you to do just that. So this digital certificate you can put on your social media. And again, it really helps to formalize your training and showcase your learning, advancing you forward in your own professional career. So a lot of opportunity here in store for you. This program begins just around the corner. As mentioned, we're joined here by program advisors, but we want to make sure that that high level of support and relationship building that we talk about in the program, we want to make sure that starts right here, right now with today's session. So if you haven't done so already, we invite you to get connected with a program advisor. If you open up your chat box, you'll see there's a link there in your chat box that will take you right on over to the course website here, where you'll be able to do 3 things. Firstly, you'll be able to download that course brochure. That's a comprehensive overview of everything that we've described here in the program and more. It's a beautifully designed overview. So you can download that course brochure, get to know the details of this program a little bit more intimately. You'll also have an opportunity to schedule with a program advisor. We use an app called Calendly. You may have heard of it. This allows you to just select a 30-minute slot for a phone call, and it's just as easy as that, one click away. And you'll have that opportunity to have an advising session with a program advisor to help dive more deeply into some of these course details, particularly if you're interested in things like What are the dates and times of those live sessions, any logistical information. If you have questions related to the registration process or financing, your program advisors will be able to support you through that and help illuminate some of the flexible and transparent financing options, special group enrollment pricing, and our robust referral system and more. So your advisor is going to be a crucial support for you as you get those application materials compiled. The third thing you can do from the course website is begin that application process. So if you haven't done so already, pick up that link there in the chat. And again, go on over to the course website where you can download that brochure, schedule a connection with an advisor, and begin that application. And for evaluative criteria about assignments and how do I earn that certificate of completion, all of those questions are best answered by a program advisor. So they are closest to those details, and they can give you those exact dates of the next run of the program, how long the program is, when the program ends, and when you have access for that full calendar year. So they can give you all of those dates. So I encourage you there if you haven't done so already, can you just go ahead and get connected there with an advisor, and they can walk you through some of that logistical information. Can you discuss the difference at Columbia? If you come from a design background, will this still be useful? And I'm going to pitch this one, I think, over to you, Ian. So you probably have a little bit more insight into what Aya is asking here. But as you think about this program, what are some of the key elements that you think set this program apart? And in terms of backgrounds, is this an industry agnostic program? Is this really best situated for folks who perhaps have a different non-technical background?
So yes, I definitely think it's cross-sector. One of the things the biggest thing I would say that differentiates the course is the professor. The professor, she's awesome. She knows her stuff. She can bring like all kinds of new knowledge and information into this space. I mean, you kind of wonder how much information can I learn, right? Like about making great visuals and great presentations. And you'd be surprised like how far down the rabbit hole you can actually go. And like I said, like a lot of these principles that she teaches, our company has integrated them right into our own workflow, and we've seen differences in our ability to communicate more effectively and efficiently when you have a bunch of data and you have a little bit of time. And so definitely one of the other courses that I help to facilitate is at MIT for robotics. And so I can definitely say, working with MIT and working with Columbia, they're up there on the same caliber as far as the course content. And like I said, the best part for me is that the professor just really knows her stuff. And she just provides really great examples, of how you can actually implement this into your everyday workflow.
I love that. And I think also, one of the things that comes to mind for me, again, with Columbia Engineering is, the cross-disciplinary approach, but also that proximity, to New York City, as you think about the development of a program and its ability to really make practical application of what can sometimes be really highly theoretical, subjective, or conceptual, and really bringing that to a place of business application. That proximity to the global business hub of New York would be one of those areas I think that really set Columbia Engineering executive education apart. But each of the programs here are really designed to help ensure that you have the very best learning experience and that you're able to apply in real time your learning. So
Marie, yeah. I had one more tidbit to add, if you don't mind, because I didn't feel like I really answered the question about design. So from a design perspective, I'm in particular very huge on design. Our organization, we implement, all kinds of visualizations like design thinking, for example, UI, UX design. And this does help you tremendously, because if you think about it from a design standpoint, especially if you're thinking about software, but even hardware, right? It even could go over to like architecture, like in engineering, because if you think about how we communicate as humans and how we create shared meanings, there's so many different nuances in human communication. And so when you think about it from the UI design or user interface design from an application standpoint on your phone, right? There's all kinds of applications that you'll see where, the design could have been more simplistic. There's too many options, right? And not enough time. And so from that particular perspective, it definitely helps, like if you're designing software, but even from a hardware perspective, whether you're designing a laptop or whether you're designing some type of device, it has to be simple, right? For people to use. And more than often, there's going to have to be some type of words on it, some type of symbols that's going to communicate, what priority of steps need to be taken in order to utilize that device, et cetera. And so there's just a myriad of different ways that you can utilize it. So yes, from a design perspective, you're going to be given best practices that are going to be applicable across different sectors.
I love it. And, you started by saying, data touches everything, right? Like that was what you opened with. And it's so true. As you think about, we can dive into design as one area that really helps enhance and strengthen your ability to have visualization and storytelling using data. But as you think about other industries as well, you're bringing in your knowledge and your insights from your industry perspectives, and data touches everything. So this program, just as what Ian just did now, where he was able to speak in real time to answer a specialized question about a background in design and how it might fold into this program. In the program itself, you're able to do the same thing. So you're able to come in with your own insights, your own professional knowledge, background, experience, challenges, issues you're working on, data projects that you're working on, and workshop those in real time with industry experts such as Ian, as you just saw happen here in this live session. So this is what we mean when we say that this program is a customized learning experience. It's set apart from, this is not a massive open online course or a MOOC, MOOC, you may have heard, where you just simply, watch lecture videos and learn more. This is a highly specialized program where you really are going to have actionable upskilling opportunities throughout the program, both in terms of building your career, earning a certificate, broadening your professional network, and gaining on the hands-on skills that allow you to bring your learning into a place of real-time action. So it's certainly an exciting opportunity and a lot in store here for you. We hope you'll join us on this journey, regardless of your industry background or your geography. This program is broad-reaching, and the themes, frameworks, and methodologies are going to help you in your industry and in your role. Can you show a sample of visualization in order to see what a completed visualization looks like? These are great ones for your program advisor. They have participant testimonials as well as profile details on past cohorts that they can share across. So here's what folks have had to say about the program. Here are some of those capstone projects. Here are some of our success stories and some of those career advancement opportunities that folks have taken advantage of in the program. They have access to all of that material and all of that information. So for both of these questions are really great, a great one to pitch over to your program advisor. Can you say this course is theory light, more on the practical and application side? So I'm going to let you answer that one, Ian. Is this more business themed or is this more technical? What would you say?
So I would say that it's a healthy balance, right? So it's not, it's very much applied, right? It's very much applied. So during, for example, for your capstone project, you're going to have to create different data visualizations, right? But from the applied perspective, I think that's all up to you, right? As an individual learner, are you going to readily apply all the techniques that you learn into an existing project that you're working on? If that's the case, I think that working on a project in tandem with this project, is awesome, because you can readily take all the things that you're learning and apply them. And so I would definitely say it's practical, but you do learn enough theory to be dangerous and to be able to articulate and to be the smartest person in the room on that particular subject and that particular topic. As far as I did see something in regards to the capstone project. So pretty much, you're going to be given different use cases, different business cases, and you're going to be given different sets of data. And you're going to be challenged with asking yourself questions about that data, answering questions about that data, as well as converting that story into something that's visual. And if you've seen any pitch deck, if you've seen like any visualizations where people are essentially showing charts, things of that nature, but then there's also data behind that, those would be examples. But we've all seen bad decks, we've all seen bad presentations. And so what this does is it helps you to alleviate, that gap in understanding, so that you can create phenomenal presentations. And so I definitely can vouch from my experience working with the professor. I can vouch that the end products that you guys are going to end up with are definitely going to be well worth your while. And really, this course is a sleeper in my opinion, right? Because I've had other courses, that there's been more participation, right? Or there's been more people that go through that course. But this, for me, even in my career, right, as an engineer, this is a course that I needed to be a part of, right? And I needed to connect with the professor and learn more about data visualization, because you can be the smartest person in the world, right? And you can have the best product or the best service, right? Whether you're an enterprise or you're a nonprofit, all of this applies to you, and it's going to help you to take what is a winning premise, right? Because you've looked at the data that no one else has seen, and it's going to allow you to not have to fight for your position in the boardroom or for with different managers or with customers, right? It's going to simplify that to where the data wins all your arguments for you.
It's so exciting, the possibilities. I love the enthusiasm, and it's such an important part of your learning here too, as you think about, basically what I hear here is gaining the tools needed to apply the knowledge, but also, and to kind of further deepen the question here about theory. In a program like this, you're going to get the tools that you need to tell the story, to carve out strategic pathways. If you want to dive more deeply into further learnings, if you are in this program, you're likely to discover niche areas of interest that you want to dive into further. This is a great place to start. And as Ian described, even if you're already in engineering and data engineering, a great course to take to help you to tell better stories with the data that you know. So this is such an exciting opportunity, whether you're just starting out, whether you're switching careers, whether you're new to data altogether and don't have a lot of tech background, or whether you're already in data engineering. This program is going to help you to apply your knowledge to carve out strategic pathways that help usher your organization forward. So a really great opportunity. We hope you'll join us. We want to thank everyone once again, especially Ian, for being here today. It's been an absolute honor and pleasure learning shoulder to shoulder here with each and every one of you. Thank you again, Ian, for being here. Any final words of wisdom that you'd like to share out with our audience here today before we close out the session?
Yes, I'll just say that, to be honest, data scientists aren't necessarily the most favorite or appreciated persons in the room, but your work is extremely important. And I would just say throughout my entire career that exposure to this content has definitely been something that's accelerated my career. And so if you touch data science or data at all, which all of us do, I think that this is a mandatory course that should be taken, and you'll see immediate benefits in your career as a result. And thank you guys for having me.
Thank you again, Ian, for being here with us. And to all of you from around the globe who've joined in here today, thank you for viewing the session. Please do pick up that link out of the chat box if you haven't done so already. It's going to take you to the website where you can get connected with an advisor and begin your lifelong learning journey here with Columbia Engineering Executive Education, Data Visualization, and Storytelling. Thank you to all of you for joining. With that, we sign off here with a heartfelt good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good day to all of you from around the globe. Thanks again for joining, and we'll see you back soon. Goodbye.